Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we've got a little work to do on these naval invasions. Let's go ahead and get rid of this one, and let's move these guys on over to here. That's up to 18 divisions. That is wonderful. I do want to take a look over here. Yeah, these guys are going to land here. That's completely fine. We have landed here. Are we building any naval bases here? We are not. So we need to build naval bases to get these guys out of here. That's fine. And we, of course, need to fight Poseidon to be able to do all of this nonsense. No divisions currently assigned to this. Okay. That's noted. These guys can be assigned there. Let's go ahead and tick forward a little bit here. And we're just going to walk over to here. And, of course, we do need to be a little bit concerned about what's going on over on this front. But realistically, it's going pretty well. Ming is definitely having a little bit of collapsing happening here. We're pushing in nicely, and I do want to check to see... Oh, yeah, we should be building some infrastructure here, for sure. Infrastructure construction and repairs are kind of top priority. So we will make sure that those happen. Anything else that we have queued up is just mostly nice if it gets finished up. But for right now, we want to make sure that these infrastructure creations are absolute top. Like, we want to make sure that they're happening. So we'll move those right on up. Yeah, now they're all happening, for sure. Excellent. And I want to make sure that these naval bases over here are being constructed. Which ones was that? You know what? I don't even remember. It couldn't have been that important. It was this one. This is the one that was needing to be constructed. So we'll do that, and then we'll just assign these guys over to this naval invasion here. There we go. And they'll make their way over as soon as they can. And we'll make sure to tell them to go ahead and execute that. Wonderful. And then we're just working on getting this ready to go. So that is pretty good. We are making progress over here. We've given some of this territory to Japan, it looks like. Not ideal, to be sure. I am currently wondering why we're not grabbing this territory. We might as well. The fact that we've cut them off here is a huge, huge deal, of course. We should be able to unify this front now. Especially with this bulge going on here. Look at that thing. Ooh. Nice. Okay. We're still having a hard time pushing into Shia. That's to be expected. It's tough over there. But we're doing a very, very good job attacking Ming here. I'm quite pleased with what's going on. Let's check in on Ming's manpower currently. They're currently at 59 to 60 million. Okay, so they're just kind of sitting around there. What is their current conscription policy? That is down over here, isn't it? Yeah, they're still on limited conscription, and that's what scares me a little bit. That they have that kind of manpower on limited conscription. We may have to step up our conscription. We're on extensive right now, which of course means that we are on the next step above them. If our manpower drops below perhaps 5 million is when I would consider doing that. For now, though, we are definitely taking over Korea here. That's going very, very, very well. I would like to see these guys pushing in over here, but they're cut off. And I'll just leave it be for now. Man, that's a lot of Ming troops moving around. But we're still pushing them. Now, these guys don't appear to be advancing, and I'm wondering if that's due to logistical reasons. Yeah, that's due to logistical reasons. And we're grabbing that. Yeah, that's fine. We want to make sure that we are building naval bases all along here, which we already are. Build another one there. But we're not prioritizing those just yet, and we maybe actually should be. We should maybe be prioritizing these naval bases, or at least a couple of them. Just so that we can get more supply flow over here. So we move up, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. That way we're still working primarily on infrastructure. But that actually still has all of our infrastructure being worked on. So I'm very, very content with this, actually. Yep, let's do that. Absolutely wonderful. We're continuing to make gains over here against China and the Ming Empire. Overall, this war seems to be going reasonably well. Ming is mostly responding over here and not on this front. Specifically up here, they're not really responding much at all. And I'm very okay with this. I'm wondering why these guys aren't really pushing up here. This is Army 23 that is assigned to this. And, this is the army that isn't really advancing. We should definitely make sure that they are aggressively executing battle plans and maybe even give them a new commander. Like this guy. I'm not sure what army he's assigned to. Oh, is this one? Okay, close enough. Okay. We'll give him that. And in the meantime, I do want to check to see how we're doing on prospecting. That looks good for now. Excellent. Our war support is a little on the low side, and we should consider that. We may want to run some war propaganda here in a little while when we have the political power. Of course, we do need the political power for other things as well. Political power is a very important resource. Where's the victory point up here? Like, in this state, where is the victory point? Okay, that's this state here. This is the victory point, Vladivostok. Okay. That is a big state. But we definitely want to take that. If we get that, that will change this front pretty dramatically for us. That'll give us control over the infrastructure in the area. So hopefully we'll get that pretty soon. Of course, we are pushing up that way from Korea as well. Our Korean forces are currently kind of chilling. Okay. I mean, I'd love to see us making more gains over here. Now, we currently... I think we need to rework this with our Korean army group, honestly. So the Korean army group is this army group here. I'm going to remove its orders. And I'm going to move this guy into this army. And we're going to assign this army to this front. And we're going to tell it that its offensive line is the same as it's always been. It's just going to be this right here. Although I'm going to stretch it up like that. And then we will tell him to go ahead and execute that. This guy, apparently he still has a unit all the way over here. That's awkward. But this guy, he is going to have multiple fronts, right? He's going to have a front line here. And the mission of this front line is, of course, to push in over to here. Excellent. And he will execute that. But we're also going to select roughly half of these divisions. And we're going to tell them that their goal is to frontline this. And we'll assign those over to that. And they will offensive line right like that. And he can go ahead and execute that as well. Now, I don't actually see any enemies over here, so that's interesting. We'll just see about getting in there. And these guys are... yeah, they should honestly be getting in here. Just come on in. I don't see any enemies in there, so I'm very content with this. Yeah. Looks like this is just free, so we'll be able to assign these units all to this very shortly. Perfect. Just grab this as well, and we'll grab this. There, should be good. And then this entire army, as soon as this is done... are we actually grabbing this? I'm not sure that we are. Let's head in here. And then this entire army will, of course, be assigned to this front line. And this offensive line. Okay. Boom. 13 divisions? Perfect. Excellent. How close are we to Vladivostok? We are getting very close over there. That's wonderful. Our supplies aren't really getting better over here just yet, although they should be quite soon. Yeah, we can see that a number of these naval bases are going to start finishing up. That is magnificent for us. How are we doing over on this front? About the same as we always have been. We're making some progress here and there. I would absolutely love to build additional infrastructure up here. And of course we want that to take top adjacent priority. That is currently going to be above all the repairs. Yep. So we'll just move that straight up like that. Wonderful. Add that to the ever-increasing queue. We should probably also look to see if we can make any more civilian factories. Yes, we can. We should make any civilian factories that we can. We can make one over here. Maybe some over in this area. Yeah, we can make one. That's excellent. Can make a couple over here. I do like to see that. Is this one over here? Nope, we don't hold that. Okay. Anything else? Looks like not currently. We should prioritize making the civilian factories as the top priority above everything else. I did not mean to prioritize this, however. So we'll go ahead and make that be a low priority. And I do want to find this one. This naval base here. So let's just scroll through this until we see it flash. There it was. Okay, it is actually this one that I just changed. We'll make that back to top priority. Okay, wonderful. Proceeding. This all looks great. So these guys are going to be able to be reassigned to the front line just as soon as we take this island over here. And we will be there shortly. Actually, we're fighting somebody there. That's okay. It looks like we are still working on this over here. Let's go ahead and have these guys attack here. And these guys attack here. Wonderful. Shouldn't be a problem. There we go. Well, there's some naval combat going on. That's fine. And this is all under control. Wonderful. So we will now... Oh, we have made gains up here. We'll now go ahead and delete this. And we will put an army group front line right here. And then our offensive line, we don't actually need to push up all that much further. Just something like this and join up these lines would be ideal. We'll go ahead and execute that. Okay. So there, of course, is Korea under our control. We lost a unit in this army somehow. Okay. That's exciting stuff. We do have more infrastructure that we can create in Korea, and that is definitely something that we should do. And we will, of course, prioritize that. Wonderful. Okay, we have some naval bases finishing up over here. That should give us substantially more supplies here, and indeed it did. Vladivostok is about to fall, actually. We've just about got it surrounded. So that is wonderful. And we'll have this grouped up very, very shortly. And then, of course, these army groups will be combined together into a single army group, since this will be one unified front at that point. That was the entire point behind this. But yeah, this is going very, very well so far. Ming is kind of collapsing. We're not really focusing on Ming yet, though. We're focusing more on their support up here first and getting this taken care of. Excellent. I want to make sure everybody's on full aggression. And it looks like they indeed are. That's what I like to see. We're currently down to 13.8 million manpower. How is Ming doing? Okay, they're down to... They're fluctuating wildly, actually. They're fluctuating super wildly. Okay, good to know. Justification of conquering Pasai Sumatra has been concluded. Okay. So, of course, this army, they will go ahead and do an offensive line. Right here. And we don't have the ability to properly attack Singapore. We may have to naval invade that. That's okay. Technically, Singapore is up here. And they're in Malaya currently, who is not in this war. Okay, that's fine. So we'll tell these guys to go ahead and invade. And of course, that will mean that Line Islands will be invaded. And of course, that means that these invasions will eventually... They'll eventually go. Now these guys, how close are they to this invasion? Insufficient naval supremacy in regions. Well, it's not this one, I can tell you that. It's this one. Okay. Pacific Line Ridge. That's okay. We can move these guys out of French Polynesia and up here. That'll deal with it. Ming Empire has called in Pasai, of course, into their faction. That is fully accepted. We knew that was always going to happen. But we'll have no problem attacking here. Yeah, we're already completely pushing them back. Completely outclassing them on every front. Oh, Vladivostok fell. That is fantastic for us. Oh, this is already maxed. Okay, well, we can go ahead and build some infrastructure over here anyway. Fantastic. Onward we go. And this war is going absolutely swimmingly at this point. I want to be able to link up these fronts, however. And it looks like we're going to be able to this episode, which was always the goal. So that's great. We're doing a lot of damage to Ming here. Losing these allies is actually a big deal for them. And hey, there we go. We're linked up. Okay, so with that, we're going to go ahead and rearrange this. So we're going to get rid of that. And we're also going to get rid of these orders. There we go. And we're going to group these all into a single army group here. It's awkward that it splits like that, but okay, we'll take that. And we will just go ahead and put an army group front line along this entire front line. And their goal will be to offensive line in a slightly awkward fashion all the way up this way. And we will, of course... That didn't take. Okay, let's try that again. They'll offensive line basically a line like this, approximately. And they'll go ahead and execute that in aggressive mode. Fantastic. Yeah, we're short on generals. That's to be expected. Cochin has capitulated. Okay, we're probably going to lose a lot of that territory. That's a huge bulge, but that's okay. We do like to see those capitulations. And you can see here, they're crumbling in the north. This is exactly what we wanted. This is going fantastically. And let's check in on our supplies over here. Yeah, the supplies are spread a little bit thin. We expected this to happen, of course. It's mostly 25% of previous infrastructure, local infrastructure causing issues over here. That's probably just to do with repairs, honestly. But I'm reasonably comfortable with everything that's happening right now. We're not currently ready for that naval invasion. We have naval invaded Line Islands. We definitely need to make sure that we are building shipyards over here, and we should prioritize those to get those troops out of there. So we will go ahead and get that all the way up there. Perfect. And these guys over here, they have invaded, and we're working on... This invasion hasn't actually happened yet. That's okay. We'll build naval bases here. Once again, we'll prioritize those. And now the question is, what's going on with these guys? That was these lads here. And this construction is, I believe, not started. Okay, that'll be done very, very shortly then. 9 September? Yeah, that's good. Wonderful. Our fronts are coming together. And we're really going to be shortening this front line dramatically, which is really good for us and really bad for the Ming Empire. The Ming Empire wants to use their manpower advantage against us in a wide front, as wide as possible. Whereas we don't necessarily want a wide front right now. So that's excellent. These guys should now be moving. Yes, indeed they are. And they will be popping over here and doing this naval invasion. Wonderful. We're going to delete this. And we're going to assign these guys over to this invasion over here, which they currently don't seem to be able to be assigned to. Interesting. Perhaps because they don't have a route to get there. Or actually, it's because this is already going. That's why. Okay. So we're going to be invading over here, and this is going to be interesting to try to hold. There's no doubt about that. We're going to need to prioritize some construction over here for sure. The victory point is all the way up here. There are no naval ports over here. This is going to be interesting. Okay. Our naval invasion is succeeding. We want to have these guys come up over, like... I want to have these guys come here, and these guys come here. And we want to immediately begin construction on naval bases in this location. Top priority. If we want to hold this, that has to be top priority. Okay. There we go. So we need a couple more naval bases here. Here and here, specifically. And those also have to be top priority. Okay. These guys can come up this way. In fact, everybody at this point can come up to here. We go in via this way? Okay. Come on over. So we've got this naval invasion, and we definitely... This connection happens... Yeah, right here. So we definitely want to work on the land forts here as well to be able to hold this across the strait. So we will go ahead and prioritize that construction as well. This naval invasion is actually pretty important to backstabbing for us. It doesn't have to be this naval invasion, but a similar naval invasion. We'll assign these guys over to this force. And yeah, we just generally have a bit of a lack of troops in some of these locations. That's okay. Okay, Pasai has capitulated. I didn't expect that. But that's okay. So these guys can now be assigned to this army group. And these guys are up on this front, so we'll go ahead and assign these guys into this army group, and they'll make their way up over there. Excellent. So, of course, we are attacking over here. That is fully expected. Just waiting on these guys to arrive here. There we go. And we will begin construction on naval bases here and here. Should have begun on here sooner, but that's okay. Go ahead and bump those right on up as well. Fantastic. Now then, this army, their primary offensive line... I mean, we do have to create a front line. That is true. I would love to create a front line right over here. Apparently we can't do this. This is very awkward. Everybody, get in there. Let's see if we can push over across this strait. Be very nice if we could. It looks like they're actually going to let us do it. They just backed these guys off. Fascinating. Okay, looks like we're going to make it. That's wonderful. That'll allow us to set up a front line over here. And I do want to make sure that everyone is selected for this. So we'll put our front line right here. And everyone should be assigned to that. And then we will also do an offensive line that is, honestly, maybe like just this river. That'll be relatively easy to hold. And we'll tell them to execute that. Reinforcements will come in as soon as they can. We'll have to get naval bases built. And these guys will definitely slowly make their way in. We do not need this naval invasion or this naval invasion anymore. The Pacific is ours. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue crushing the Ming Empire. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And I will see you all next time.